business
Okay.
with just, and the viewers
They'll see the
just
gold,
see
black
the
and
brown
gold, yes.
and gold.
Yeah.
They won't see the yellow.
Okay.
Maybe next time out.
You have to
a
what?
platform here or something so that they can see the entire outfit.
Anyway, what's good? What's happening?
Francis, you know that currently, especially with this generation, right? The generation, should I say Z?
You can go ahead.
They have a
It's
lot
your
of
generation, so go ahead, yes.
influencers.
What
do you think of the term influencer?
Well, I think it's not only in this dispensation. They've always been there. The only thing is, people have now streamlined and been a lot more deliberate about it. You look at fashion, you look at eating habits, tastes, preferences. They've always been inspired by what people see.
Yes.
So if I see someone who's well dressed, has a certain color combination, I would spot once, look twice, learn a few things. Next thing you know, it's influencing how you're dressing. Where do people of influence, or should I say people of a certain public, position, where do they go? What do they eat? Who do they fraternize with? What's their life like? Is it worth emulating? If it is, why not consider it? Now in this area of modern trends of influencers, and there are quite a number of levels to it. There are influencers, there are influentials, I'm told, and then there are those who are simply that's an expression I'm looking for. Maybe trendsetters.
Okay.
Right? They may not be in the usual mold. You see them do the usual. They will do something that's a bit, whoa, I didn't see this coming. The next thing, everybody's trying it.
Follows.
Exactly. Now we're in this era where people are even doing challenges out of actually nothing. Some are just to poke fun, make life interesting. Others too are to promote a certain cause. So it's nice to see the influence go around. I see people making it like a career. People making good money too out of it. So yeah.
Do you think that there is anything derogatory when it comes to being tagged or labeled an influencer?
It depends on what kind of influence. What are you known for influencing? Is it
really about what you're known for influencing? Because it's a sort of, I don't know, but while generally I can agree with you, there is something about saying, oh, this person is an influencer, that makes
as a label.
Yes.
I mean, if you're somebody of importance, you don't necessarily have to be called an influencer. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, really.
That is why I'm asking.
So if you are a
itself,
fashionista or somebody who knows how to dress
yes,
look good, he won't say, "Hi, I'm Francis. I'm a fashion influencer." No. And they might not even give themselves that label. People will give it to them. That if it's fashion, it's him. If it's motivation, it's him. If it's things to do with public advocacy for social causes, it's him. It won't be they write in their bio or in their profile, influencer. No, some way. People will call you that, but call yourself that some way.
But if people call you that, is that a good thing? Like being called an influencer? I don't know. It looks like a mini version of celebrity, but you're a lower version. I don't know. It's
okay.
That is what sometimes, that's the interpretation I get, because when you see people doing big things, usually they're like, oh, do you know this businessman? Do you know this media person? Do you know? They might also have, maybe they might have set some trends. They might have been pace setters for certain things, but you're not likely to call them influencers. So I don't know, the whole influencer thing, maybe I might get into some trouble for thinking like this, but sometimes I feel like it doesn't carry... It makes you look something.
Some way.
It makes you look some way.
That's
but I'm asking this question because there is, I wouldn't say beef, but there's some sort of drama between Wizkid and Don Jazzy. It has been trending since
Don
last
Jazzy
night.
and Wizkid?
Yes, Don Jazzy and
What's
Wizkid.
about?
So it looks as though this is not confirmed, that Wizkid sort of wanted a collaboration with Rema, who is signed to Maven Records, and it didn't happen. Or I don't know what happened in between. But Wizkid started taking jabs at Don Jazzy, saying that, someone who was, because Don Jazzy was given an award for being an influencer in music.
Yes.
And he was saying that, why would he waste his time with someone who is literally being called an influencer? And Nigerians have come after him saying that, Wizkid shouldn't call Don Jazzy just an influencer, because he's more than that. He's someone that has, had a lot of people up there, especially in 20 years. And it takes a lot to be relevant in 20 years.
Yes.
And so in spite of the fact that we know that Wizkid is big, he's also big. Don Jazzy is big, but you need to put some respect on Don Jazzy's name. So I was wondering, being called an influencer by Wizkid, was it an insult to Don Jazzy?
Looks like it. I mean, Don Jazzy is big boy. He's big boy. So to call him simply that,
Yes.
nah. I mean, if this is somebody who's unknown, who are saying he's an influencer, okay, what is he influencing? But Don Jazzy?
Is he an influencer? I mean, so you
He's
see
more than that.
Exactly. So then when we say someone is an influencer,
It's an
it looks like
entry level title. Okay.
because one of the social media users said, and I'm reading, she said, in all of these, I blame Pulse for giving Don Jazzy that award. It is not befitting for an icon like him. Don has been in the industry mounting talent. They didn't see a better title to give him rather than music influencer. That word influence is like putting him on the same line with TikTok influencers who jump on any trending music for promotion.
Well, he's been jumping on things too, though, on social media. So he might have been,
But that's
flirting
not
with.
what he's mainly known for.
No.
It's like seeing Francis jam into some good music that
And
is
say he's an
trending and
influencer.
say
Nah.
he's an
I
influencer.
ain't that, sorry. That's not who I am. So
That is not it at all. I really hope that because I don't like calling people their goats. I think the greatest of all time is fine enough.
I think that's also something that's, I don't know, it's getting cheapened by the minute. Greatest of all time. Of all time. Do you know what that sounds? Do you know what that means?
But don't we have people that are really the greatest?
Yeah,
of all
but
time?
now it's being thrown about.
By
Yeah.
anyone.
You see the new cats come within 2-3 years, goat. Really? You know how long it takes to be a goat?
When we had people like Michael Jackson.
Jackson has been around for what? 40 going on 50 years in music. Muhammad Ali, calling him that. In fact, it didn't even start with GOAT. It was undisputed heavyweight champion. And that lasted for a number of years. Then they started analyzing, so hang on, in the last 40, 50 years, who has been the greatest boxer of all time? Then that accolade begins to come. But no, you started out 10 years, 15, especially in football. Someone plays football 5, 10 years. Oh, he's a good. Really? Is it the one that they're going to kill for soup, or like really the greatest of all time?
Yeah, the greatest of all time.
Anyway.
Well, so we'll be doing more when it comes to music for Did You Know? But Kolebu, I don't know whether you saw that it was trending. Kolebu was trending because they said that they didn't have lights, or it was out by some people that they didn't have lights, and so they couldn't perform certain surgeries. Well, they have done a press release, and they said that this is to correct a misleading report in sections of the media that claims that surgeries in Kolebu were cancelled as a result of power outage on Monday. That was just yesterday, April 29, 2024. The fact, therefore, are as follows. Work started on all elective cases in our theaters, and the operations proceeded as scheduled. However, we experienced low currents for about 45 minutes. In the face of the low currents that emanated from a problem at one of the sub stations of ECG, our functional standby generators came on stream and provided power for work to continue until the problem was resolved. 2 cases at the Department of Surgery were returned to the ward at the end of the day on account of limited space in the recovery ward and not because of power outage.
Okay.
The rest of other theaters spread across the hospital all carried out their surgeries as scheduled. As a leading national referral hospital, we wish to assure our patients and the general public that we prioritize their care and will continue to work to provide excellent services to address their health needs. And of course, they then appeal to the media to exercise great circumspection in publishing stories that are not fully verified because they undermine public confidence and create unnecessary fear and discomfort among patients. So Kolebu has been trending. Whatever it is, they said it's not true. That is rather a case of having limited space. And then again, that is also an issue, but not for today.
Limited space, huh?
Limited space. We are talking about Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And then Glovo 2.
Yeah.
telling us that they'll shut down 10th May, but we still have.
Yeah, so that's next week Friday.
Yes, we still have bold food though. We still have Jumia and the rest. So.
Who was it that gave that indication a couple of months ago about things that had become so Glovo last year, there were indications that they would make the decision of moving out because of a number of factors. The economics, there's the economic climate and the tax regime was one. The competitiveness in the market and their space in them. I mean, there's Jumia food, Bolt food, there are others that are equally in the space, and it's highly competitive. So if your numbers do not rack up and you're not making a good return on your investment, you have a decision to make, either to move out or to find a way to reinvent yourself and then be ahead of the pack. So if the decision now is that you're moving out, I think it should be analyzed like holistically.
But it should be really looked at, because I think Glovo was before even Bolt Food.
Yes.
They've been there for a long time. So if for nothing at all, shouldn't they have rather been the competition for all of these other...
That is if you did not stand still. Because in a competitive environment, you may have been the first to enter or maybe get a lot of plaudits now because you had done well earlier. But if the one who subsequently comes in as a competitor sees your weaknesses and then perfects it and does better than you,
yes,
then you're in trouble.
Yes.
And it's either you spot it and react quickly, or you let the wind overtake you and then you take a decision to bounce. So tough to see Glovo go, sad to see them go. But if it's a business decision, we cannot approach it with emotion. If the economy has made it difficult for them to leave, the economy handlers should know that this is not good for us as an indicator. A lot more has to be done. I don't want to see in the next 2-3 months other, apps like this also saying that it's not working for us anymore. We're leaving, because we know the benefit that this brings to a lot of people. Ease of getting access to food. Sometimes late hours people can't even move out to go get food. But this is just a ready and happy option for people to get what they want to eat and order it, and then have it delivered.
Well, fortunate news, but we still have our other outlets, so that's good for us.
Options, yeah.
But do you play any instrument?
Instrument?
Yes, like musical instrument.
No, I don't.
Are you planning on learning how to play?
Or
it's too late?
Oh, it's not. It's never too late to learn an instrument. No. I had thought of the guitar. But
that's an interesting choice. Why the guitar?
There's something about strings and the music it produced that really fascinates me. There's that, and then there's also the piano. I mean, in terms of the range of music I like, opera music is one that comes to me.
Really?
It does.
Francis.
It does. The Mozarts, the Handels, the Beethovens. Yeah. Really, really, like in my most reflective moments, I love to listen to them. Yeah. It's not something you can play in the morning. It can be a bit of a slow one, but really, it's great music. I think a lot of the music bases we have, even across board, some way somehow may have a guitar in there. Could be a bass guitar, could be the normal string guitar, but there's always a guitar in there somewhere. So yeah,
okay.
I might consider it either the piano or the guitar. How about you?
No, I started learning how to play the piano.
What happened?
I was about probably 11, 12 at the time. I wasn't consistent.
Why?
Because there were other things I was doing at the time. And that is what will bring me to my first did you know about music? That musical education leads to better test scores. Now I have heard, I don't know how true this is, that children who play an instrument turn out to be more intelligent in class. I have heard.
I'm looking around. I'm seeing examples from church. It's true.
Really?
I know about 5 kids. 3 boys and 2 girls.
And so I think when I start having kids, like it will be a requirement. You need to learn
play
how
an
to
instrument.
And I think when you are young too, it's easier.
Yes, and you see,
easier.
because at that time the mind is fresh. It's part play and part learning. So it's easy for them to, and it's energy that they are expending. So if you keep them consistent at it, they do better.
No.
And it also brings discipline.
Yes.
Because for the piano, you need to be very disciplined to play.
Yes.
Extremely.
That's why I didn't finish learning now.
Because what you were not disciplined.
I think I had too many things going on for me,
Really?
and also a lot of, I don't want to blame our culture in general, but we don't, it's not something that is important to us. You are more likely to have parents insisting that you get better grades at school, or you have extra classes than to dedicate time to studying.
Balance is important.
Music.
Balance is
How
important.
many parents know that? How many parents
Balance
are
is
willing
key.
to, you
Balance.
know?
Look, there are some
balance
kids.
they'll give you is
there are some
different
kids,
teachers.
and you see, everybody's learning strategy. It's very different. You can have two kids. One is able to learn a lot through play.
Yes.
The other is able to learn by simply sitting, listening, or reading. Right? You can't apply the same learning strategy to both of them and expect same good results.
Yeah,
no.
That's what we discussed yesterday about the fact that you can't have, you know, two people and think that all of them are going to have the same results based on one approach. But here we have a certain teaching system that is better for certain kinds of people. You know, with this whole playing thing that you are talking about, how many games do we have here that could also help children learn even while they are playing? Like how many? If you're a child and you even like playing too much, you are going to be...
It depends. You see, so here's the thing. There are some who like outdoor games. Some like, you know, video games, electronic games. I think a blend is important.
Yes.
You know, have the kids sweat a little, be able to play outdoors, be able to do some work indoors. It even helps them in their sleep. Because if they are stuck on one thing, it gets boring.
Yes.
If you are moving them around to do a number of things, their interests are varied. And they are rounded in their perspective on things. If it's always sit and read a book, hey, why are you not learning? Hey, exams is coming. No. If you say that the child is hyper, give them things that get them excited, happy to do. And then you even use it as a trade.
Yes.
Okay, read your book, half hour. When you're done, you can go play. Oh, they will do it for you beautifully. But if you don't give them that, and it's always sit down and learn, they are there looking in the book, but they are not reading. It's not entering.
It's not.
It's not. So yeah.
And sometimes even people change along. Some start very hyper, and then as they're growing, they become more sober. So you have to actually expose them to all kinds of teaching so they can adapt quickly, even when they change.
And you also spot their gifts.
Yes.
That's some look. You know a kid who will be a great sports person in those formative years. Those who will be musical artists, you see it. Those who want to, you know, be in the engineering space, they can take things apart and you see it. But if you don't expose them to all those options, oh, my body is a teacher, my as a lawyer, oh, doctor, really? Why impose your will when the children have gifts? Innate gifts that they have, that once you explore them, they perform at the absolute best. Some are talkers, like chatterboxes. But
that's me. That's me.
Yeah, and as to, but even that, don't instantly say, oh, my kid can talk well, pal.
Yes.
Be a good journalist or a good lawyer.
Exactly.
Allow them. Give them options. If they grow and they say they want to, oh, okay, I spotted it. Now it's coming through. But don't say, you have to. No.
Because then you start even putting them in a particular box,
Yeah.
and you do the same thing you're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Loud music also causes you to drink more in less time.
Ooh. Science backed?
Yes.
Really?
Loud music causes you to drink more in
More
less
what?
time.
Alcohol?
Alcohol.
Oh.
So this was actually conducted in a bar where they put 40 men who were between the ages of, I think, 18 to 30, 35. And then they liaise with the DJ. They try to turn up the music a bit, and then they watch how much they
keep
drink
going
within the time. So, and we have loud, I guess that's why you go to the bars.
The bars and
nightclubs
the
and
sound is blazing. Yeah, man. Bam, man. add one. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that,
this
okay.
has
That's
like
why
scientific,
that's why bars don't thrive when there's doom so. Because when there's no light and people come to sit down,
people don't go there for peace of mind. People don't go to the bar to
they go there for a bit of the sound,
Yes.
the energy, the atmosphere
energy,
that
the
drives
atmosphere.
them to. Oh.
Have you been
So
there
it is very closely related. I see.
Yes. There's actually reason why they do that. And maybe that's
Interesting.
That's why I've not, because loud music just gets me so tired.
Okay. You should try opera music. Work for you.
I'll try.
I think you should,
I'll try. And cows also produce more milk when they listen to slow music.
What?
Like cows produce more milk
That's all you mean.
when they listen to slow music.
Really?
Yes.
More milk.
Even plants also grow when music is playing. Like they grow faster when music is playing. So music
is really important.
It's really important.
Rhythm.
People with brain injuries can have certain memories when you play music. And I don't even think it just has to do with brain injuries, because sometimes you could hear a song and you feel like there's a certain memory attached to this one. Sometimes you might not necessarily know what it's trying to tell, it's like perfume. But you're like, there was this era or there was this time that I really used to listen to this song, and it makes you feel some way. So yeah, music is extremely important.
Interesting.
That'll be it for Did You Know?
Okay.
And for our food for thought, it says, what you become in life is largely determined by the content and quality of your mind, because with your mind you can change anything.
Content and quality of your mind.
You can change anything about you. So that's it for my trends today.
You have a very interesting mind.
Oh, I really have a very interesting
mind. we know you do.
We know you do.
Anyway, thanks, E.T. for your time this morning, and for the trends. It's 9:15. You're listening to Morning Star live here on Star 103.5. I will go for a short break now. When I return, the NDC has been raising some concerns about the SML, the outcome of the investigations and the president's decision. They're asking for some monies to be repaid or brought back. We'll hear them out and what they've had to say. Also, Dr. Bamia has been on the campaign trail. He started his nationwide campaign. We'll hear what he's been saying, and then we'll let you, my wonderful MVPs, have your say. Stay with us.